Hey friends, it's Jacqueline here. In today's video, I'm bringing my review, demo, swatches, and this makeup look using the brand new Burberry Signature Eye and Face Palette from their Monogram collection. But before we get started, and if you're new here, I want to invite you to subscribe to my channel. Make sure you ring that post notification bell so you don't miss any of my uploads, and come and follow me on my Instagram. And now, if you want to know all the details about this new palette from Burberry, then just keep on watching. Before I went into my vacation, I went ahead and posted a reel on my Instagram unboxing the new Burberry Signature Eye and Face Palette. And to be honest with you, it arrived on December 24th in the morning. I was leaving for my vacation in the afternoon, and I decided to, you know what, let me go ahead and pack it. I maybe use it during my vacation, but honestly, when I'm going to any tropical place, in this case, I went to Hawaii, I usually do not use a lot of makeup. I take makeup, but I go very lightly, and I keep forgetting about it. I'm like, okay, well, when I come back, I will review it and showcase it to you, my friends. And I'm very, very excited to try it because, to be honest with you, with Burberry, I have had the greatest luck. I mean, I have been loving and enjoying very much their runway eye palette, which I have included on my best of 2021. I know it's gonna come back in stock. The only thing is we don't know when, and that's really, really upsetting. Another product that I absolutely love from Burberry is this Essential Glow palette. This is gorgeous, and this is actually in stock. It comes in two different formats, one for lighter complexions and one for deeper complexions. I actually have the deep complexion, and honestly, I mean, you can definitely build up these shades right here and, you know, make it look like it shows in the pan, but you can also go lightly. If you want to see any reviews, I do have individual reviews for each of these products. I also love their lipsticks. I do have a couple of them, and their foundation is a beautiful, beautiful foundation. And by the way, all the details of all the makeup that I'm using today, it will be on the description box below for your convenience with all the details. As we all know, Burberry has been going into a transition of, seems like, upgrading, revamping their beauty line in general, and I'm really excited about that. So now we have the Signature Eye and Face Palette, the Monogram collection. Now this palette is made in Italy and it has a shelf life of 18 months. It comes with 17.5 grams of product, and immediately when I saw the promo images, I was like, this reminds me so much to Tom Ford Shade and Illuminate Face and Eye palette. It's a little bit different though. I mean, formulation definitely, but look at this beautiful casing, and let's look at the inside. Definitely, this is the Monogram from Burberry. This is it. I mean, when we think about the scarves, the coats, this is it. So this goes so well with the Burberry branding. Now the formulation right here, I will have to touch it, but it doesn't seem to be a big show formula, but rather kind of like a pressed powder formula, which actually reminds me to what we have seen on the Runway eyeshadow palette. Okay, my friends, so let's see here up close. Beautiful. The palette also comes with a nice size mirror too. It looks very, very pretty, and I'm really excited about it. I'm so sorry that I don't have the box that it came with, but like I said, I grabbed the item with all the box, even the shipping, you know, everything. I put it on my luggage, I took it to my trip, and then when I came back, now, you know, you buy a few things here and there, and I decided to just dispose of the other stuff and just bring the palette with me. So if you want to see how it looks, the box and all the details, I invite you to go and check my Instagram, follow me there, check the reel where I unbox this beauty right here, and, you know, check my other reels and whatnot. Anyhow, my friends, here you go. Super, super excited about these. So I'm gonna go ahead and swatch it right now. So we have a blush right here, which looks fairly light, to be honest with you, but let's see how it builds up. And if you're new here to my channel, I do film in natural light. Hopefully this helps you. Now we have this beautiful beige tone. Then we have a lovely gold tone right here. This is a metallic shade, and then we have this kind of like coral, kind of like a reddish tone, but it's not too red. Let's just give it a swatch right here. Here's the blush. Let me build up the blush because I'm sure this will be a little bit hard to see. I do have a light to medium skin tone. My foundation matches there on the description box too. And now let's just do this. Ooh, that's really pretty right there too. And then this shade right here. Now let's move on to this shade that it looks like brown, but it does have what it seems like a little bit of kind of like a hint of aubergine in it. Ooh, that's very lovely. That's super pretty right there. And then last we go for the highlighter. Ooh, that's a beautiful shade too. Very, very nice. Now the blush is a matte blush. This eyeshadow right here is also matte. Then this right here is what I will call a metallic. These two shades right here, they do have a little bit of a sheen, but they are between a semi-matte eyeshadow, borderline satin, but not really a satin shade. And then the highlighter is a very soft highlighter. Okay, I'm excited. I'm excited, I'm excited, I'm excited. Okay, let's go ahead and try this baby right here. Let's go first with the blush shade, and I'm gonna be using my SONIA G Soft Cheek Brush. That pick up plenty right there. And you know what? This is a really nice quality mirror right here. Very nice quality. You can definitely build up this blush. And for being matte is kind of that cloudy matte finish that is not like, you know, that it looks very drying. That, by the way, I will disagree completely if it's a drying type of formulation, because I do have dry skin and the least that I want is to have like, you know, like a powdery face. And this one right here, no, it's, you know, like it's very like soft, like a soft matte, and it looks very lovely. Look at that. Oh, it's really beautiful, and you can definitely build it up. Okay, I really like that. Very, very beautiful. Okay, now let's go really quick for the highlighter, and I'm gonna be using my REPHR number 20 brush. And this is how much it picked up. Not a lot. Ooh, that's so pretty. And that's a really beautiful shade too. It's a gorgeous champagne tone that is more neutral. It's not too warm. And you know what, that's the thing with Burberry highlighters. They are really beautiful. I have a single one, I think it's called Rose Gold, that is stunning. And then the one from the Face palette that is gorgeous too. Look at that, that's so beautiful. And it doesn't give a cast. Do you notice that? It is a lovely highlighter. Any highlighter will kind of like emphasize, you know, any texture and whatnot, but this one right here is very forgiving. Look, I'm building it up, and as you can tell, it's not overwhelming, and it's very easy to blend. I don't need to really buff it. That's another thing. Sometimes certain highlighters I have to keep buffing and buffing. This one, no, it's just like, whoop. Ooh, that's so pretty. And with the REPHR number 27 brush, with this beige shade, look, the brush grabbed plenty of it. Let's go for it. And I'm taking it above my crease. Okay, this has really nice pigmentation. For some reason, looking at it on the pan, I thought, yeah, this is not gonna have enough pigmentation. And this is the thing with Burberry. A lot of their makeup product, they look very deceiving. They look like, oh, you know, this is not gonna give me pigmentation. And no, look at that, immediately. SONIA G Blender Pro. And I'm taking this shade and I'm gonna apply it on the outer third of the eyelid. So this shade has a red hint to it, but it's not like super red. It does have a little bit of warmth to it too. I don't want to say that it's terracotta because it's not, but it does have a hint of terracotta tone. And what I'm noticing is that it does have some kickback, but I am not having any fallout. And that was super easy to blend as well. Smith 253 brush, and I'm gonna go to the gold shade. And I'm applying it from the inner portion of my eyelid all the way until it meets to that reddish tone. Blend it a little. SONIA G Mini Booster. And I'm taking this shade on the baseline, and then I'm just gonna wing it out. I just want to elongate my eye shape. BK Beauty 204 brush. I'm taking this shade beneath my lower lash line. SONIA G Mini Booster, and I'm gonna go to the darkest shade, and I'm gonna take this shade and apply it very close to my lower lash line. REPHR O2 brush, and I'm gonna go to the highlighter, and I'm taking the highlighter right on my inner corner and also on my brow bone. And now that I have you closer, I'm gonna go to this deep red shade, and I'm using this Wayne Gauze brush, which is made out of blue squirrel hair, so it doesn't grab a lot of pigment. And I'm just gonna take it towards the temple, kind of draping it. And you see how soft it is? It's not too much. Now I'm gonna apply some bronzer, and I'm gonna go into the Essentials Glow palette in the O2 medium to dark version. And I'm just gonna take it below the cheeks and warm up a little bit the face. Completely done with my makeup look, and as I mentioned it before, I will be leaving all the details of my makeup along with the links on the description box below. Now let's go into my final thoughts about the signature eye and face palette from Burberry, the Monogram collection. So I have to say that this palette really impressed me, just as the other products from Burberry. I think it has been done so well. I really love the formulations that are presented right here. They are not baked gelée formula. They are just a regular powder formula, but no powdery. Now, starting with the blush right here, I really love the shade because it's a shade that, first of all, you can build up the intensity to it. I really love the finish too because it's not a satin finish, it's not shiny, it's a matte finish, but not that matte finish that really looks drying and too dense and too makeupy, but rather a finish that kind of recalls me a little bit to the Hermes blushes. That kind of like very, you know, like cloud-like finish that just looks very lovely and very forgiving for those of us that we have more aging skin and large pores, fine lines. Very beautiful. Not only that, aside that we have here this quad for eyes, I think that this palette in general is very versatile because if you think about it, you saw how I applied this reddish shade right here, draping it above on this side right here. And this shade right here can work really well for those who have more medium tan, deeper skin tones. Not only that, but we have this beautiful highlighter that works really well for my skin tone, but it's a highlighter that is very neutral, meaning that it will work for those who are a little bit more fair of skin. It's buildable, it blends into the skin so beautifully, but This shade right here, this golden shade, can also be used for those who have deeper complexion. I mean, if we recall, Pat McGrath just came out with her Bridgerton collection, which I have already reviewed. Perhaps you have already watched my review, and if not, I invite you to do so after you watch this. But she came out with this gold highlighter, and let me just swatch it for you. So here's the one from Pat McGrath, and here it is the eyeshadow metallic formula from Burberry. Look at this intensity right here, and look at this intensity right here. I think this one right here will work really well for those who have tan and deeper complexions, really well as a highlighter. So you see, there's some versatility right here that, if you think about it, will really work. Now this shade right here is a shade that obviously for deeper complexions may not work, but whoa, if it does have beautiful pigmentation. I mean, I thought it was going to be very dull, and no, not at all. And this shade right here, it's so lovely because it is a brown tone, but it does have a little bit of aubergine in it, just a dash, a tiny bit. I think overall the palette is versatile. I really love that they decided to go with a highlighter instead of putting a bronzer, because then the palette becomes a little bit more like, okay, this is just catering for certain skin tones. I think this palette in general is very versatile, and the formulation is beautiful. You will have just a little bit of kickback with this shade right here, so do not type strong. I'm very gentle with my eyeshadows. If you have been following me, you know how gentle I am, but I find out that this shade right here, it has a little bit of kickback, but not a lot, because as you can tell in the pan around the palette, there's not a lot of, like, you know, dust mess or anything like that, and I didn't have any fallout. The application was sublime, very smooth, no complications at all. I really love the mirror too. It's a very nice high quality mirror, and I like also how compact it is. It's not super heavyweight, it's not too thick, it's not too thin. I think it's just perfect to, one, storage it, and two, also for traveling, because like I said, I travel with it. First, when I went to Hawaii, it was inside its own box, but then when it came back, I just put it without the box on my makeup bag, and you know, it arrived safe and sound without any problems, which obviously I'm really happy about it. But overall, I will say, if you have been eyeing it and if the color story appeals to you, go ahead, you will not regret it. And even if you are like, but I don't like this red shade, you know, think about it like I thought about it too. I use it on my eyelids, but I'm also able to use it as a blush. And if you cover this right here, you have a very neutral everyday palette too. Anyhow, my friends, absolutely love with this palette. Another hit for Burberry. I hope they keep coming out with beautiful products like this, and I really hope that they bring back the runway eyeshadow palette. That's what I'm really like keeping my fingers crossed for. Okay, my friends, and I think this makes it for this video. I hope that you found it helpful, informative. I would love to know from you if you have picked up this palette from Burberry, if you have been waiting for this review, if it's going on your wish list. Let's just continue the conversation on the comment section down below. And while you're at it, and if you haven't done so yet, I invite you to subscribe to my channel. Make sure you ring the post notification bell so you don't miss any of my uploads, and come and follow me on my Instagram. If you like this video, do not forget to give it a thumbs up. Also share with family and friends, and until the next time, I hope you have a beautiful, wonderful day. Bye.